Today, let's make these low-calorie, low-sugar pumpkin pies.
Before we get started, I want to give a huge shout out to the Coldest Water for sponsoring today's video. I literally do not leave the house without it, and it's been helping me stay hydrated so much and meeting my water goals daily. You can even get your own bottle engraved with whatever you want on it, and you can feel free to use the code Gizelle for 10% off on your first order. Now moving into my low sugar mini pumpkin pie recipe, you're going to need a low sugar type of pie crust dough. I have a pre-made one that I got from the grocery store just because I had some left over, but if you do want to see a low carb, low sugar recipe from scratch, definitely let me know and I'll be happy to do a video like that. I basically just took a cup that was like double the size of my little tart pan, because when you push in the pie crust, it's going to shrink, so you just want to make sure that you're not cutting out the exact same size. You'll see what I mean here, where I'm like tucking it in and it ends up being pretty much the size except for a little bit of excess, but it was basically perfect. This part is so satisfying. You basically just press the pie crust along the edges and it totally cuts it out. I got the little tart pans from Amazon and I'll link them down below. It was a super good deal. I think it was like 6 pieces for like $13, $12. They're super sturdy, and you'll see at the end when I push out the bottom how easy it is that the pie comes out. But before I put these into the oven, I'm just poking a few holes with a fork just so. Honestly, I'm not really sure why people do this. I'm not even gonna pretend. I've seen it in a few cooking videos on the cooking channel, so I just always have done it. I feel like it makes it crispy, I don't know. But onto the filling while those are in the oven. I added 1 whole whipped egg, and you want to make sure you whip it up before you mix it in. I added some nutmeg as well as some cinnamon. I basically just eyeballed it as much as you want. Like, some people like it spicy, some people don't, so whatever you want. I also had imitation vanilla. You can use regular vanilla extract, but I didn't have it. You can also use real maple syrup or sugar-free syrup or even honey, anything to add a little bit of sweetness to this recipe, but not in a super high sugar type of way. So whatever you have is totally fine. This is what I had, but usually I would add like some sugar-free syrup in there. Once you fully combined your pumpkin mixture, I just put it into my half-baked pie crust. This pumpkin mixture for me makes about 5 to 6 different pies, but it'll depend on how big your tart pans are. Since mine are pretty small, they made, like I said, 5 to 6. I'll put the macros on the screen for you so you can compare my recipe to a regular pumpkin pie recipe. This is the part I was talking about where you can just push the bottom up and it totally comes out easily. I didn't even grease the pan. It's non-stick. Highly recommend these tart pans. And you'll know it's cooked when the bottom is golden brown like this. And I like to finish mine off with some cinnamon as well as some dairy-free coconut whip. And this is how it turns out. And I hope you've been enjoying these healthy recipes. I've really enjoyed developing healthier versions of some of my favorite foods just because my body does not process sugar that well. So I'm happy to help with anyone who's also in that same boat as me and still want to hit their weight loss goals while enjoying the foods that they love. So if you want to see more recipes like that, then be sure to subscribe. Thank you again to the Coldest for sponsoring today's video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. I just want to lick my